And it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
After a while, it became easy. Like, I'm a person who is kind of like numb in a situation. That's why I'm saying I'm not in tune with my feelings. Like, even me saying my mom, she was on the road and stuff, like, I became numb with being at my grandma's house. And it's just like, this is what it is. So after a while of me being hurt and like, oh, I want my family and I want this to work out. It's like, even my mom and my dad, I learned at a young age, everything don't work out. It doesn't have to go as planned.
So my dad went on a podcast and told the world about my virginity. I'm still pretty upset with him about it. I'm not gonna be able to like really get through to him, like connect for real, how I need
But then
to.
you need to try too, though.
He always plays victim, honestly. So like,
Are you angry?
I just don't really care to be around him right now. I'll be a better parent. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad parent.
No,
I'm
we
not
get it.
saying,
We get it.
but I'm
We
just
get it.
saying, like, when it comes to stuff like this, like, I'm just gonna be more connected mentally, emotionally, all of that. So.
Y'all, it looks like T.I. and Tiny's kids are always up to something, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. And now that these kids are growing up, they're starting to blame their parents for how they turned out because, according to them, their childhood wasn't as perfect as it looked on TV. Tiny's daughter Zanique was basically outside all the time growing up, and by the age of 24, she ended up becoming baby mama number 3 to a man who already had 3 kids by 2 other women, which raised a lot of eyebrows. Then there's King Harris, who people call a menace to society, and on top of all that, this 20-year-old, who folks say isn't even equipped to tie his own shoes properly, is now expecting a baby himself. All of this has sparked conversations about whether T.I. and Tiny were really there for their kids, or if they threw them into situations they had no business being in, and fans are looking back at the couple's past with side eyes. For those who don't know, T.I. had some very public infidelities, one involving a girl he hired, and that situation alone was enough for Tiny to get her own house at one point. Their marriage is one for the books. They've been through nearly every trial and tribulation a couple could go through and are still together after almost 2 decades, but nobody is calling them couple goals because they've always been messy. T.I. is a certified hitmaker, very respected in the rap community, and women were always around him, and he never said no. It wasn't just about cheating, either. He was confident being seen in public with other women, even though he was in a very high-profile marriage with kids at home. While Tiny was at home ready to give birth to their second child, T.I. was allegedly at nightclubs with Nikki Hope's Alexander from.
Put a gun to my head after me looking out for you on several occasions. You are the battered woman. I'm saying you're the woman that's always somewhere crying. You're the one that's always being cheated on. You're the one, but you the one that wants to go run to your friends and tell them what he did wrong in X, Y, and Z. And I was so young, I did not know. I didn't know to not listen to a woman when she's going crazy and crying about her relationship. The only thing I knew is that my friend was going through X, Y, and Z, and I jumped like the dumbass I was. But the facts do remain the same. And if so I've let this go because it's so freaking old. This is so old, but this is a part of my trauma. This is a part of my truth. This is so old that he went on to make songs about it and so forth and so on. That same silver gun that was on the table when he was arrested, that one silver revolver with the long nose on it was the gun that he put to my head, screaming, "Bitch, I'll kill you, bitch, I'll kill you." So my PSA today is about me speaking about my past trauma, what I went through. That's my truth. That is my truth. Your daughter was there to witness it. His sister Precious, rest in peace, was there to witness it. And many other children.
Flavor of Love, and witnesses claimed they were acting more than cozy. Things escalated when Hope started flirting openly, and the story goes that T.I. even asked a video vixen to follow them home for a 3-way, all while Tiny was dealing with a pregnancy that tragically ended in a stillbirth. Many people believe the stress from his cheating contributed to that loss, but Tiny stayed by his side and eventually joined him in that lifestyle. Reports say T.I. and Tiny would invite women over for orgies, allegedly fueled by Molly and nose candy, and they didn't just do this with randoms, but also with D-list Instagram models and even a few celebrities who were down for the cause. Sabrina Peterson, once their friend and business partner, blew the lid off everything when she claimed T.I. put a gun to her head and that the couple had mistreated several women, often lacing them with substances and coercing them into sex. She came with receipts too, multiple women with stories about being victimized in their home. Some even claimed that if T.I. enjoyed another woman too much, Tiny would get jealous and physically assault the women while T.I. held them down. This was no small scandal. 12 women came forward and sued them for sexual assault and drugging. Despite the seriousness of these allegations, the couple remained together, which many now say looks more like trauma bonding than true love. Tiny even held the family together while T.I. served prison time for trying to buy illegal weapons, but when he got out, they went right back into messy behavior. They were even arrested together in West Hollywood after being caught with substances in their car, and T.I. ended up back.
Found my own voice. He was used to saying, okay, no, we're doing this, we're moving this way, and I'd be like, oh, okay. But when he came home, he'd say, we're moving this way, and I'd be like, well, no, I got this to do, and he's like, well, that's not the way. You know, it wasn't what he was used to. He was used to controlling things.
Wait a minute.
And, well, having things his way at all times. But once I got on my own 2 feet, I felt like I should have a voice too. Yeah. And that voice, it was a little different from what he was used to. Right. So that, to me, is what caused the issue. Was it because I'm just being outlandishly disrespectful? Because if you recall, excuse me, if you recall, you could not move, you could not go anywhere. I was still in the house, like I was on probation, doing all the things. But because I had a voice that was not so timid, like to me, this is my outlook. This is my outlook on it.
In jail for violating his probation. When he finally came out, he wanted to reclaim his role as head of the household, but Tiny wasn't the same woman anymore. She had found her voice, stood up for herself, and no longer accepted his control. This led to constant clashes, and instead of fixing things, T.I. found himself entangled with new women like Bernice Burgos and even members of his girl group French Kiss, which ultimately disbanded because of the drama. To be fair, Tiny had her own flings with both men and women, though she kept them quieter than T.I. But when rumors linked her to Floyd Mayweather, T.I. exploded, reportedly starting fights in Vegas, while their kids had to watch their parents' chaos unfold. The truth is, T.I. and Tiny were so wrapped up in their drama that they neglected their children, and though nobody's saying they abandoned them completely, their kids spent much of their time with grandparents, particularly T.I.'s sister Precious, who passed away in 2019, serving as a second mom to Major. While T.I. and Tiny could give their children financial security, money doesn't replace love, presence, or stability, and their kids are now speaking out about the lack of parenting they experienced. Zanique admitted she was outside all the time as a kid because her parents were too busy, while King has made it clear that he felt abandoned, claiming he was left to figure life out on his own, and that nobody could ever say he didn't stand on business because he always handled himself even when his parents weren't there. Social media has chimed in too, with people calling T.I. and Tiny terrible parents who cared more about their own drama than raising their kids. Comments range from T.I. is a terrible dad and Tiny is a terrible mom to they're not black love there.